DPO tidak bisa mengajukan pra peradilan. Itu ada putusan MK-nya. Ya, ini primary contoh jadian gitu. Janganlah digabungkan. Nggak bisa mengajukan pra peradilan DPO dia.
Tes. Ini Pak, tulisannya itu nggak bisa disebut.
Ini.
Hello everyone. Good morning, dear students. How are you?
I'm fine, Miss. And you? Fine, Miss.
And you? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, especially dear students from different countries, welcome to our international webinar with the theme Developing 21st Century Skills from Primary School Students. Live on Zoom on Saturday, 27 November 2022 at 9 p.m. until 12 p.m. Jakarta time. So, today we have 6 keynote speakers. There are Madam Rania Lampou from Greg, and Mr. Ezina Irobu from Nigeria, Madam Dr. Nasren Bano from India, Madam Jelka Jovanova from Croatia, Mr. Muhammad Juber from India. So we can see from our screen, we came from different countries and this will be more fun. Okay, well, Now I will read the agenda of this webinar. The first welcoming speech from the host already done. Next welcoming speech from the principal, Sister Francelin Lumban-Gaol. Next introduction of the moderator. And the last presentation of our speakers. So now let's start from the first welcoming speech from Principal Sister Francelin Lumban-Gaol. Sister Francelin, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Good morning, dear all students. Nice to meet you all. Our webinar with the topic Developing 21st Century Skill. In this marvelous event, we have to be grateful to the God as we are able to carry out in this webinar season. We welcome our speakers and all the participants. I would like to thank you for participating in this webinar. We hope that grateful about this event, we will advance our knowledge and increase our potential to improve ourselves in this future, especially toward our children who also join in this webinar. Once again, thank you and join.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister, for your speech today. So now let's do the continue. We will introduction our moderator today. We have two moderators. So the first is Mr. Junianto and the second is Miss Hema. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we move to our main stage, for your information, we have 6 sessions today. The first, third, fifth session will be handled by Mr. Junianto. The second, fourth, and sixth session will be handled by Miss Hema. Well, now let's start from the first session. Mr. Junianto, time is yours.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, once
Good
again,
morning,
good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Salam
Okay,
Good
salam
morning,
Sabudi.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good
Okay,
morning, sir.
once
Good morning, sir.
already joined me, so
Good morning, sir.
please mute your microphone. Mute your microphone, please. Okay, everyone. So, just like what our host already said, that I'm the first moderator here, and I see that there are still only 2 of our speakers who join this Zoom. And I see that the first is Miss Rania Lampo from Greek, and also Mr. Ergina Eds from Nigeria. Actually, we have 6 speakers for today, and one of our speaker already confirmed that he cannot join our webinar today. So we have 5 speakers actually, but because there are still only 2, and we think that 3 others of our speakers will join later. So everyone, before we start from the first session, let me introduce myself. I'm Junianto Manulang. I'm an English teacher. And for today, I'm as the first moderator on this webinar entitled Developing 21st Skills for Primary Students. So everyone, for all of our students here, we hope that you can join this webinar well. Please pay your attention because this topic will be really important for you. Okay, remember that this will be important for you, as we know that the topic of our webinar is developing 21st skills for primary students. You are all primary students now, and you have to know that in this era, all of the students requires to have 21st skills. Okay, so everyone, let's continue our webinar for today, but I think it's better for our second moderator to introduce herself before we go to the first session. Okay, our second moderator, time is yours.
Okay, good morning to all of our native speakers and also our sister friends Salins and my beloved students, primary 4. Am I audible?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Okay, once more again, good morning for all of you, all of our participants, our speakers, sister friends Salin, and our beloved students. Now I am as second moderator. I'm Hema Simbolon. Also an English teacher in primary Saint Anthony. And I hope what Sir Manulang said, we have the same ways. All of you, please pay your attention for this webinar. I think this is so important for you and this is so meaningful for you. Okay, my dear students, now just let's start for the first speaker and held by Mr. Junianto. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hema, for introducing yourself so well. Okay, for all of our students here, please pay your attention well for this. Please pay your attention for this first session and listen to the speakers carefully. So if you have any question or if there is something you don't understand about, you can ask our speakers later after the speaker finish his or her presentation. Okay, so for the first speaker, let me greet you first. Okay, Mr. Erzina, it's from Nigeria. Are you there? Hello, Mr.
Hello.
I'm sorry before. What should I call you, Mr. H or Mr. Ergina? What should it be?
Whichever
What's the better one?
If you're comfortable with Mr. Edge, you are free to call me Mr. Edge.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, Miss. It should be Miss Rania Lampo from Greek. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
From Greece. Hi.
Nice to meet you
Hi
again.
to all kids. Hi.
Okay. I think for the first session, it will be Mr. H from Nigeria. And now, Mr. H, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much to everyone, especially the students. It's a wonderful opportunity speaking to them. It's a wonderful opportunity being part of this program. First of all, we are looking at 21st century skills. Every century has its own set of skills. 19th century had its own set of skills. 20th century had its own set of skills. And then we are in 21st century. 21st century has its own set of skills. So working with the skills in 19th, 20th century has actually become obsolete. The era that we are in now is quite different from what used to be the norm, where kids are encouraged to go to school. Okay, just go to school and listen to your teachers, cram your materials, and make good grades. Now, 21st century skills is insisting that kids need to start thinking outside the box. That primary school students, they need to start thinking outside the box. There is need for them to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are looking at raising students that can question the norm in society. Students that can ask, why is it like this? Why is this happening this way? Is there no other way this can be done? Is there no other way this can be handled? What if we take a different approach or a different perspective? I know it has always been this way. And one important thing about having these 21st century skills that we are looking at is this: it gives you a leverage over other people. The importance of these 21st century skills is this. For instance, we all were witness of the impact of COVID-19 in the entire world. We were mandated to stop schools. We were mandated to stop schools, and we had no option. Most people that continue with schools, they had to go online. That's still the impact of the century. Very important is grasping this 21st century helps a student become exceptional. A student can be able to think on her own or on his own without the help of other people. Another thing there is this: it helps a student articulate faster. Any student that is able to grasp these 21st century skills that we'll be looking at would notice that he or she types of 21st century skills. We hear so many educators group 21st century skills into different approaches. Some have grouped 21st century skills into 3: learning skills, life skills, and literacy skills. Although we all need to understand that the categorization of 21st century skills is dependent on the perspectives and experiences of each educator or in each environment. However, as a result of, I would like to break it down in order to carry you people along. First of all, I made it this way to simplify it for everybody that is listening. We'll just look at what I called T4Cs. T4Cs. Okay, the first T stands for technology. The first T stands for technology. And technology is one of the 21st century skills. Okay, look at what we are doing now. I'm speaking to you people from Nigeria. It's through the help of technology. We are on Zoom. Technology on its own is the ability to understand the internet, codes, process. Technology has come to stay. Nothing can erode technology. It keeps evolving over time. Even as you play with your younger ones, you will discover that you are playing with something invented by technology. We have little cars, we have little computer games, we have our phone of technology. We can, from our phones, we can look up a particular word in the class. Let's say we are given an assignment. From our phones, we can stop the internet, go to Google, go to Bing, and then search for that particular information. That's the help of technology. And as a student, you are not too young to start learning certain things, because technology is not restricted to the internet alone. There are still other things. Right now, we are hearing of things like cryptocurrencies, self-driven cars, cars that you don't even need to hold the steering. The car just drives you to your location and then drops you off at that location. That's the impact of technology. And even as a student, you can desire to learn small things. There are easy codes that a student can learn. For instance, we have codes like CSS. It's just a design code, a code you use for design on a website. We have codes like HTML. as a kid, you can start learning some of these skills. It's very easy to come by. It's very easy to learn. And if you learn some of these skills at this age, the advantage is this, that you'll be able to stand uh, in, an, in a higher advantage than your friends in future. The next one, the next 21st century skill that I'll be looking at is communication. What is the art of communication? Communication is just clearly passing information or a message in a manner that the other person on the other end will be able to understand you, or the receiver. For instance, what we are doing now, when the moderator started, the moderator was able to communicate with me. And right now, I'm equally communicating with you. Although it's not everything that is communication, because certain communications are not effective. So I wouldn't term it communication. Communication as a concept is broken down into two. We have verbal communication and we have non-verbal communication. Then as a student, you might be finding it difficult communicating. How do I tell a teacher that I'm finding a particular topic difficult in understanding, or how do I speak to my parents about a particular thing, or how do I communicate with this friend about a particular thing? But if there is one thing I want you to know is this: if you want to perfect in your communication, you need to keep on doing it, even if you're not doing it rightly, or even if you're not doing it properly. Just keep on doing it. Every day you can discuss with a friend, and then try as much as possible discussing with different people. So you're not being in your comfort zone. It's not every day you are discussing with that friend that is always sitting by your side. No, try a different approach. The next day you can just discuss with that teacher, a class that you know that loves you. Ask that teacher how her day is going, how his day is going. Ask that teacher how nice she finds her job. That way it can help you become a good communicator. And all these things, it will go a long way in helping you in future. The second C I'll be looking at is critical thinking. Critical thinking is a skill that is underrated. Critical thinking is a skill that helps you as a student to be able to discern information. It helps you as a student to be able to take out this and take in this. As a student, critical thinking can help you look at things and evaluate it. You'll be able to say, okay, this information is not true. And why I know this information is not true is based on certain factors. For instance, there is no newspaper that is carrying the same information, or for instance, there is no online news outlet that is carrying out the information. This is your ability to think critically, because when you see certain things, you are thinking, have I ever seen such a thing before? Have I ever done such a thing before? And then for you to develop this critical thinking mindset, you need to be able to brainstorm. For instance, when a teacher is in class, try and think of what the teacher just taught me. Or whenever the teacher leaves a class, try and meditate, try and think, try and question certain things, and as much as possible, try asking questions. Do not just keep quiet. When a teacher is teaching, you are confused about a particular thing. Do not keep quiet. Ask. That way, when you are asking, you are developing your critical thinking. You are developing your ability to think critically. And another thing is this: tackle challenges. Do not shy away from challenges. When you are given something to do, Maybe you are given something to do at home, or maybe you are given something to do at school. You are given a particular arithmetic to solve. Do not shy away and start looking for someone that you could copy from. Just as much as possible, think critically and find a way of you solving this thing. And when you are working on it, if there is no other way for you to solve it, that's where communication comes in. You can still reach out to your teachers. You communicate with your teachers, but at the end of the day, you are developing your ability to think critically. The third C, that I'll be looking at is collaboration. Collaboration. It has always been said that no man is an island. Yes, not even countries. Countries still need that interdependence on one another. For instance, we have people from Greece, we have people from Croatia, we have people from India, and then I'm from Nigeria. We are all here, and then even Indonesia. So this is collaboration, working hand in hand in order to teach you people these things, in order to teach you people these 21st century skills. As a student, you need to know that you need to collaborate with other students to get things done. You need to work with other students to get things achieved. Things that look so difficult, things that look so hard can be achieved when you collaborate, can be achieved when you do it together with the help of your friends, when you do it together with the help of your brothers, when you do it together with the help of your sisters, the help of your parents, the help of your teachers. That way you are breaking it down and you are collaborating. Mind you, these are 21st century skills. You need it even as a student, as a primary school student, you need it. As a high school student, you still need it. And when you enter college, you will still need it. And even when you're working in your chosen career or in your profession, you will still need it. For you to, for instance, it's just like the human body. There is the eyes, the nose, the mouth. They are all different parts. They have different functions, but they still collaborate to get things achieved. I'm talking now because I'm able to see you, and my brain is actually passing a message. I'm even moving my hands, my whole body, they seem to be collaborating. I'm moving my lips, I can hear you, the ears, they are all working hand in hand. So this actually the major part of collaborating. And for you to collaborate effectively, you equally need to understand that sacrifice sacrifice needs to take a very high place in your life, because there are certain times, certain occasions that you are not comfortable collaborating with someone, but you just have to sacrifice and then just allow that person, accommodate that person, bring in that person, and then just work with that person to get something done. You are not comfortable with sharing this, but because you want to get something done, you are looking at the bigger picture. You just have to let go of your own interest. Now you are carrying the interest of other people along. The next thing that we'll be looking at is creativity. Creativity, there is no child that is not born with a creative mind. There is no child that is not creative. The problem there is this: we keep on limiting ourselves. We keep on limiting ourselves. Whatever you are thinking now, you can do it. There are kids younger than you. There are kids 8 years, 6 years. You're already coding. They are already doing things. They're already developing things. think the other day I was watching a girl of 9 years. The girl formed an organization, and what she does is this: whenever she's giving money to buy snacks and get herself other things, what she does is this: she goes to people on the street and she uses that money to get them things. That's someone being creative. That's someone thinking outside the box. That's someone looking at things. Can this be done differently? And that's why you all are here. Because we want things to be done differently in this 21st century. We want things to be done differently from how it has always been done in the 20th century. We want you people to be able to look at things and think, okay, now we have Facebook. Is there something better that we can design that can offer things to students? Maybe an academic platform where students can always interact at the speed of lightning. Their teacher is always there to answer their questions. That's a creative mind thinking. And when you start thinking that way, you will discover that there is a friend somewhere that is equally thinking on that same line. And when you find such a friend, you communicate, you collaborate, and using the help of technology and thinking critically, you are able to bet something new. You are able to bet something entirely different. Um, Finally, in conclusion, I really need to encourage you people again and again. These 21st century skills we are talking about is very important. We would be here saying all these things if they are not important. For instance, in Nigeria, I think is in Nigeria this what's the time in Nigeria? Okay, it's 2:30 a.m. here, and I'm still awake because I want to be a part of this, because I want you people's lives to be shaped differently from what has always been the norm. I want you people to think outside the box. And you people thinking outside the box is you people coming for a webinar like this and then gathering and listening to instructors and educators talk to you people about certain things. For instance, I've come to discover that uh, uh, there are there are there are few seasoned educators, and that's why I moved into education. There are few seasoned educators, and it's actually affecting the students on the other end. So if you people at this age can start developing these 21st century skills, uh, believe you me, when you grow up, you won't find it hard blending in with society. And the simple truth there is this: you will become exceptional, you will become extraordinary. People will always come to you and ask you, how are you getting this thing done? How are you doing this? Why is it that whenever you undertake a project, or why is it that whenever you start something, there is always that level of excellence? You are always coming up, you're always coming out top. Why? Why is your own different? Why do you think this way? Why do you reason this way? Why do you dress this way? Why do you communicate this effectively? These are some of the questions that people will be asking you if you take this webinar serious and desire to develop these skills. And if you don't, at the end of the day, even if you're finding some things difficult to understand, ask questions. Ask questions to your teachers, ask questions to people that you feel know more than you. Mind you, we looked at T forces. Just like I said, the first one, technology, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. So if you can put all these things into practice, honestly, honestly, I can assure you that your future will definitely be bright. And not only your future, the future of your country and I'm not even restricting it to the future of your country alone, but the future of your continent, Asia, will definitely be bright. Through you, you can be that light that Asia has been waiting for, that Asia has been looking for and praying for. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm still Ezina Edge Irebu from Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. H from Nigeria, for that such a very clear explanation about 21st century skills for primary students. And I think this 21st century skills is not only important for students, but also for all of the people. Okay. So for all of us here, I think the explanation from Mr. H is so clear, but I know that maybe some of us here who join this session, if you have any question about this first session, the topic from Mr. H, you can ask your question directly, or you can type your question on the chat box. Okay, and then for this session, we give only 2 chances for students or for all of the participants to ask questions for Mr. H. Okay, everyone, do you have any questions for this session? Is it really clear enough for you?
I think someone raised her hand.
Oh, Gladys. Okay, Gladys. You can start your question by introducing yourself first.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity, sir. My name is Gladys. My question is, as a student, what is the most important skills that we have to improve in 21st century?
Is it clear, sir?
Okay. Okay. Honestly, Gladys, I'm surprised you really asked an intelligent question. Okay, what's the most important skill you should adopt in 21st century? Honestly, Gladys, all skills are so important. All the skills I mentioned, they are highly important, and that's why I just narrowed it down to 5 skills. They are so important. And Gladys, I can actually congratulate you because you already have the skill of tech, because you're already on Zoom. You are using your phone on Zoom, so that means you are technologically literate. And communication, Gladys, you just communicated with us. For you to raise your hands and ask this intelligent question, that shows you're already communicating. So we still have other skills. And for you to think this way, you thought critically, Gladys. I really need to, I'm highly impressed. You thought critically. So Gladys, you can already see that you have the skills. And let me just chip in something. The simple truth there is this: we all have the skills already, but most times we don't even know that we have these skills. So it's just like what we mentioned. So when the educators are talking, you can just think critically. Do I have this in me? Am I so and so person? Do I know what it means to collaborate? Have I ever asked someone for help in a certain thing? Have I ever been in a situation where I thought my way out of a particular thing? So Gladys, you can see you already have the skills. All you need is just to keep on developing the skills, and you will get better. Thank you so much for your question.
Wow, thank you very much for explaining that to Gladys, Mr. H. And Gladys, um, it's clear enough that Mr. H says, and and I really agree with him that we have to uh, we have to improve all of the skills about 21st century skills. Okay? So every skills are really important for us. Okay. And he said that you already you have already have that skills, and what you have to do is keep developing your skills. Okay. So thank you very much. And okay, for the second question, I think it's Jorel. Jorel Ichiro.
Sir, what we can do to develop our critical thinking, sir?
Okay.
Is it clear, sir?
Gerald, that's hello. Do I continue?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, Gerald, that's a nice question. For you to develop your critical thinking skills, just like I said earlier, do not shy away from things. Do not shy away from things, from challenges, from situations. Do not accept the easy way. For instance, you are already developing your critical thinking skill. Now, for you to be able to calm down and then think and come up with this question, sir, how can we develop our critical thinking skill? Critical thinking is just the ability of asking yourself those underlying questions. Gerald, you just harnessed your critical thinking ability. You are already thinking critically. All you have to do is become more conscious of the way you think. For instance, a teacher is a class, and as she's teaching, you are thinking based on what she's teaching. And when the teacher leaves the class, for you to develop your critical thinking skill, you can try to use a different example and teach yourself what the teacher taught. For instance, if the teacher was teaching about hand or the human body, and the teacher said we have 5 fingers, and then we have another five. That's total. That's a part of the human body. For you, Jorel, you can think about something else. Is there something else that has 5 fingers and all? Then if you are thinking that way, you will discover that there are still other things that have 5 fingers. Automatically, you are developing that skill. You are teaching yourself you are teaching yourself the same thing the teacher taught you, but with different examples. Just like what we are doing now. At the end of the day, you can still go home and just think, okay, I'm thinking they told us to develop our critical thinking skills by thinking out aloud or by meditating on what we've been taught. Okay, did we what were we taught today? Okay, we were taught 21st century skills. Okay, and now you are looking at some of the skills. What are the skills? What skills do I have already? What skills do I possess? Gerald, as you are doing it, you are already thinking critically. And just like I said, don't shy away from challenges. Gerald, you can always be that kid whose hand is always up in the class asking questions. You can always be that kid who is always out making an attempt to answer questions. That's you developing your critical thinking skill. And one good thing about developing our critical thinking skill, the more you stretch yourself, the more it stretches, the more it grows, the more it develops to a certain stage that you don't even need to do it consciously. Once something comes to you, you are already thinking critically. Once you hear a thing in the exam hall, a question comes, you are already thinking critically. Joro, I wish you good luck as you keep on developing your skill. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. H, for that clear explanation to Jorel. Okay, so everyone, I think we already got 2 questions for this session. And before we close this session, let me tell you all that in this era, all of the students, especially because we see that most of the participants here are students. So you have all to know that 21st century skills are really important for us. And in our country, in Indonesia, in our speakers country, we have the same something that we have to reach. Okay, for example, for the students, all of the students, they are all required to have 21st century skills, start from communication skills, internet technology skills, and collaboration, critical thinking. So everyone, just like what Mr. H said, maybe all of us here already have that skill, but what we have to do is keep developing, keep improving that skills. Okay, keep developing, keep improving that skills. Do not be don't ever limit yourself, do not ever limit yourself uh, in learning something or in improving your skills. It may be difficult to communicate to other people about a particular thing, but we have to try. That's one simple way to improve our communication or our critical thinking or another 21st century skills. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. H, for this very clear, this very fun, enjoyable session. Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
okay,
Thank you
Mr.
for having me. Thank you.
Okay, so now for the second session, our beautiful speaker from Greek, now Miss Rania Lampo. Time is yours.
Greetings from Greece. I'm very, very happy, very honored to be invited to this great webinar. And thank you very much for the kind invitation. Today, we will try to explore the fascinating world of STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And if we add the A, we have STEAM, arts. Because it's the new trend in education, it's the future of education, I think, and children will hear about this throughout their school life, and it's much related to 21st century skills. So we can see some techniques about how we can make our science class for primary students more engaging, more challenging, because we all know that the way science, for example, maths and physics are taught today worldwide, is considered as boring from students and much uninteresting. You students maybe know this better than me. So we will see today how new innovative ways and techniques to make science class more interesting. So and the second part, I will present you some of my multi-award winning project with my students, primary school students. A project that related to STEM and physics, astronomy, language teaching. So may I share now my presentation? Is it visible now?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you can see also the change of slides.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so we are at post-industrial revolution, but at the same time, we are at the threshold of fifth industrial revolution. You know, post-industrial revolution has all these incredible tools with smartphones that we use, with Internet of Things, with artificial intelligence, with robotics. And now we are already in the beginning of a fifth industrial revolution. So we need to redesign the curriculum. We need a new curriculum in order to keep up with this evolution. Why? Because we need highly skilled professionals, but at the same time flexible and emotionally professionals that can solve tomorrow's problems already from today. So we're talking about education 5.0. And what are the main axes? First of all, of course, we need to upgrade the technical side of the curriculum because we need to accommodate, we need to implement projects with smart materials, with next generation robotics, additive manufacturing, and at the same time integrate non-technical disciplines into the curriculum. Because we need to develop a mindset beyond technical expertise, such as arts or communication or project management. And at the same time, pay special attention to question of ethics, to social inclusion and sustainability. Why social inclusion? You know, for instance, here in Greece, where I live, we have many refugees. So this is a social problem, and we needed also to deal with this and prepare our students to embrace diversity. In any case, we need to adopt a holistic approach. And when we talk about learning environment, maybe you have heard this problem-based learning, because STEM is related how to not only to solve, but first to identify a problem. First, we need to identify a problem and then to give solutions, so problem solving. Challenge-based learning. Project-based learning means collaborative learning, and inquiry means to search things, and we will see all this process. Stimulate creativity. A previous speaker has already told you about how it's important to be creative, how it's important to be innovator, to be out of the box thinker, to create a culture that accepts mistakes, because mistake is important in the learning process. Don't be afraid to do mistakes, because through mistakes we all learn. And in any case, we as educators, we need to offer experiences relevant to real work, authentic real world working conditions. We need modern problems that you students will face later in your life. And stimulate technology-enabled learning, because technology, especially during the pandemic, is a necessary part of our lives. Create more opportunities for exchanging experience with other educational institutions. So we need to this collaboration between not only students of your school, but also the students of other countries, maybe through online sessions or any other project. And in any case, transform human-machine interaction to human-machine collaboration. Why? Because the experts of the fourth tertiary revolution have told us that this has failed. It has failed because we have ignored human factor. So here, learning can take place anytime, anywhere. Students should have should select what they want to learn. And when we write the curriculum, we need to take into consideration their age, the rhythm of their interests. And we need more hands-on activities, more practical activities. Why? Because the era of theory has gone. So we need more activity and new methods of assessments, new methods of evaluation. So this STEM-based skills is important, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, because we talk about student-led investigations, open-ended real-life problems, and hands-on activities said before. This inquiry-based learning, which includes how to ask questions, to generate hypotheses, to investigate, to analyze, to interpret, to explore. And this is the model I follow with my students. I will show you later what I have done with primary school students. First question, when we talk about science. Secondly, to give priority to evidence, to analyze, to explain, to connect, to communicate, and to reflect. And all these skills, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, in order for you to become more self-reliant and more logical thinkers, more problem solvers. And if we add A, we have STEAM. Why? Because we need to emphasize the role of arts alongside technical skills. So blended skills, creativity and technical skills, because STEAM is this approach that aims to promote the social skills, its autonomy, the active participation of students, and arts integration. So the magic of STEM, you will see that it's transdisciplinary. That means it involves many subjects at the same time. So all this is inspired by Makerspace movement. It's a collaborative workspace that could be inside the school or a library, and this offers a possibility for students to learn, to explore, and sharing not only high-tech, but also non-high-tech tools. Such as 3D printing, 3D printing is very interesting because it creates excitement, offers the possibility to experience a project from the model stage to actual creation of the model. It's something that complements the curriculum, to opens new possibilities for learning, promotes all these problem-solving skills, and gives access to knowledge unavailable. So we have to categorize of steps. First of all, unplugged. That means that we can use every simple material that we can find in our house. This is not necessarily technology. That could be Lego, that could be cardboard, that could be Play-Doh or clay, anything that would be creative in a classroom. And the other one involves what we call computational thinking, something that you will always hear from now on in your life. Why? Because computational thinking is important in order to help you solve authentic problems, to design systems, and be more inventive. We can say that computational thinking is also used already in kindergarten. I mean, teachers, they use computational thinking without even knowing that this computational thinking, when they teach, for instance, students to make steps or to design steps in a process. This is computational thinking. And also, maybe you have already heard what we call physical computing. You can see here Arduino and other devices. For instance, if I give you this device Arduino and I ask you to take measurements of humidity or pressure inside the classroom, inside the house, this way it's interesting because you combine the physical world of the classroom with the digital world. So it's something that you will hear, and it's very interesting to explore. So making, tinkering, maybe you know the Scratch program for coding and programming, Arduino, Raspberry, and all these education technologies that you may have experimented with, virtual augmented reality, Internet of Me. Internet of Me, it's smart watches, smart clothes that you can use also in education. Cloud computing that helps you simulate virtual worlds. And why virtual augmented reality? Because you can do many virtual field trips only through the use of technology to help you understand difficult concepts, to develop better computing and technology skills, and in any way to be to have a real life experience only through technology. Mobile learning apps, I think you know better than me, all these apps. Robotics, no need to say, here in Greece, students are very much involved in robotics competition, and we have many Greek students that have been awarded in international competitions and Olympiads. And what this innovative strategy of teaching science, we know this hands-on as I said before. We need the mini labs, field trips, science exhibitions, science fairs. The students love this. There are active science journals and many options. Science fair, you can organize science fair with your colleagues and your teachers. Visits in science museums and many other aspects. Here you can see a project of primary school students here in Greece. So primary school students created a pair of glasses, you can see here, with Arduino, it's a STEM device. These glasses are addressed to people with visual impairment. And they created a company. The company, so students divided their roles. One was a director, and one was the advertiser, etc. So, and then they sold the project. They went out to the community and they presented and tried to sell this product. So here you can see a great concrete example of what we call STEM. In one project, they combine entrepreneurial skills, learn how to be entrepreneur. It's very important now, also in education, very important 21st century skills. That's why entrepreneurship has been integrated in the curriculum in many countries in primary education. So we have, first of all, entrepreneurial skills. We have STEM education because they created these classes using Arduino. And at the same time, we have community-based learning because they went out community, they reached out to donors, to sponsors, and they sold this program. this project. So at the same time, community-based learning is also combined with volunteerism, and I want to insist on this, that volunteerism and service learning is a very, very important quality and skill, especially for primary school students. Unfortunately, here in Greece, where I live, this culture of volunteerism is not very well developed and cultivated. And there is, however, there is a progress. Now our minister has created a new subject, which is called Lab of Skills. And hopefully our minister has integrated entrepreneurship, has integrated volunteerism and also STEM and robotics in our curriculum. But this does not happen in other countries. So learn to be volunteer, learn to help others. It's a very important also skill, 21st century skill. So there has been this progress in schools around the world. I don't know if your government funds, for instance, technological equipment. Here in Greece, very, very recently, this has started. Unfortunately, we need to empower girls and women in this because women still are less confident when they have to choose STEM career paths. So we need to encourage them. What happens with primary school students, with primary school teachers? Teachers usually lack of confidence because they think that they do not have the necessary background, the necessary knowledge when they have to teach science. Teachers who are not confident are less likely to inspire their students. So of course we need training courses, we need ongoing professional training in STEM education. And STEM education includes not only school, but also no-school experiences in STEM-related activities. Here in Greece, we have many teachers who are volunteers, and after the school curriculum, after the normal schedule, they prepare students without getting paid. They prepare students who want to participate in Olympiads, in the international robotics competitions, etc. So now I will show you what I have done with my students. I had a chance, how I got involved in this world of STEM. I had a chance to participate in a very innovative pioneering program, which is called Play with Protons. And it's organized by CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and the European programs here are Creations and Rainforest. And it was about how to teach particle physics to primary school students, a huge challenge for me. And why this? Because research says that children should be exposed to the world of science at an early age, if it's possible in the preschool age. Why? Because early exposure to scientific phenomena helps you to better comprehend, to better understand scientific terms that you will study formally later. And this way, science will be an efficient way for developing scientific thinking. It's not accidental that CERN, this European Organization for Nuclear Research, organizes STEM workshops for preschool children. So through this project, my students performed amazing activities. I will show you. And before showing you, I can tell you what would be my challenge, my difficulties. I had to redesign the curriculum, of course. I had to teach science to very young children like you, and I had to this way to design activities that would be suitable to their age, to their rhythm, to their interest, and work with the privileged children. We talk about buildings with terrible infrastructure. We talk about students who did not have, who were coming from low socioeconomic background. So many times I have to pay from my own pocket for the project. And also there were times we didn't have a room for technology. So, however, these students have received over 200 awards. I'm telling this because I want to say that even if you don't have technological equipment or funding, there's no need to complain, because even though we can work miracles. I'm here also teaching STEM in Greek Astronomy Space Company organized STEM workshops for kids and adults. Here is a project with primary school students again. It's called Contribution of Technology to the Protection of Our Health. Here we have students have examined the nuisance factors, noise pollution, especially, and they have created and constructed a miniaturized model of an apartment, and they have placed sound detectors and noise detectors in order to create a new, in order to create a building that will help improve the quality of our life. Using Arduino is what I showed you before. And here some examples of our students, how to build a spectrometer using a serial box, using very simple Davy materials, as you can see here, simulate asteroids hitting Earth, how to build a telescope, constellations, solar lunar eclipses, many artistic representations. And here is what we have done. Primary school students were talking about. This is the particle CMS detector at CERN, and this is what the students have done. They presented models of the particle CMS detector here using creating collages, using rigging straws here, using jewelry, models of 3D printing models of particle CMS detector, 3D printing. Sorry, before it was wood, I think. Wooden representation, here 3D printing, artistic representations of the Large Hadron Collider, here particle detector, artistic representation, particle collisions, the CMS expeditions, models with Lego. I know that all children love Lego. Artistic representation also, representation as a dessert, so people love, children love this. And certain markets here, artistic presentation for natural scientists. Here you can see Albert Einstein, how it is presented, models of the solar system, galaxies, and Big Bang, the history of the universe. You can see all the stages in painting, and simulated also the CMS experiment with LED plus circuit and LED chaser circuit. It's something you can find on YouTube, it's free. Models of the Atlas particle detector, HP Reveal. It's a tool when you can create it, augmented reality, mobile and tablet. You can see photos with augmented reality. Virtual galleries. Here you can see the face of the moon using Oreo cookies, thermoelectric generator, many physics experiments, digital flip books. We used many digital tools. Here you can see some quiz, like Kahoot. We used the breadboard to create models of electric generator. Quiz using Scratch. We wrote article on the Wikipedia about CMS. We create a whole course of particle physics using the platform Cram, using only flashcard and games. And here you can see also the Illinois program Canvas, collaborative Canvas, where you can post your opinion. A whole timeline. This is a huge project. We have created a timeline which depicts the history of particle physics till today. And we have also created a radio show, the European School Radio, by the women physicists, a television show which also was awarded in an international competition. Many experiments, as I said before, and here also I try to motivate the English language teachers to integrate STEM in the lesson plan. Here is a lesson plan which is called Science and No Bull to Bullying. And here we combine a physics experiment with English grammar. Here students can experiment with different materials, and they learn conditionals. If I use safety pin, will the bulb light up? So they perform the experiment at the same time they learn English, and at the same time we involve bullying. Why? Sociology. Here you can see 5 green lemons and five yellow lemons and 1 green lemon. Green lemon is the one who is victim of bullying, so we use also sociology and arts at the end because students presented this through theater. So this is the magic of STEM. In one project, we have involved physics, English grammar, sociology, and arts. Apart from this, I'm teaching STEM to children of the Biological Hospital and to refugees and students with special education needs. I'm also the founder also of many international STEM projects. And here we call, before concluding, I want to show you something very interesting for you. I have implemented some projects in Africa and Asia. We're talking about students who don't have school supplies at all, students who are thirsty, and students who have to walk about 90 minutes to find clean water to drink. So how to teach them about these students? I had integrated activities where students could use only natural resources. They did amazing things. They performed water experiments because the project was about water. It's called Water Life Given Thread. They learned how to sanitize and filter the water. They created models of boats using natural resources, wood, sand, etc. And the impact was huge because we managed to obtain sanitation filter equipment for the students in 6 wells were drilled in these areas of Malawi where students had to walk about 90 minutes to find clean water. And another project, Food for Thought, again, it's STEM, and it helps students to learn about healthy combination in case of food shortage. It was inspired teachers who visited slums, the privileged children, and educate them and donate their money. Another one was about COVID, and another one is about gender-based violence in Nigeria. Inspired also many teachers there, and it combines STEM education. STEM mathematical activities. Here I'm trying to create an educational video. You can find it on YouTube, Women in Science, created by my students. And, here in Greece, I have launched recently a new project which is called SOS. We are changing the Earth's climate. It's addressed to primary school students. Why? Because primary school students should be cultivated this value of how to learn and protect the environment. Climate change is an issue that concerns all, and primary school students should learn how to deal with these complex problems, because we should be able to help the students to find solutions. This project, for this project, students have received over 200 awards for this project. I was selected among the best teachers in the world, the Global Teacher Prize and Global Teacher Award. And I'm telling this because I want to motivate you, first of all, to participate in the last competitions, and secondly, to be confident in yourself, because you can work wonders, even if you have the necessary technological equipment. If there is a will, there is a way, and if there is a way, there is the key. So thank you very much for your attention. Of course, for any question, I'm here to discuss with you and interact.
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Rania. We got so many new knowledge from you, from your explanation. You introduced us about STEM education, and I think it will be really fun if we can apply it in the classroom, if we can apply it in our teaching and learning process. So everyone here, we have so very long and clear and so enjoyable explanation, because Miss Rania present her topic and share her screen, so it will be more clear for us to get what Miss Rania talked about. So everyone, if you have any question about this time, about the topic that Miss Rania Lampo had presented, so it's time for you to ask your question. Okay, so for the first, Josephine.
Hi, Josephine.
Hello, Josephine. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please open your video. Josephine, please open your video.
Okay, Josephine, now you can ask your question by introducing yourself first.
Hi, Josephine.
It's still mute. It's still mute.
What is the learning method you prefer?
Oh, I prefer STEM because I teach STEM, and you know, before STEM, I was also more traditional. So STEM learned me to be more creative alongside with my students. So together we discovered this new magical world, and together we have created amazing things. So STEM is for me this wonderful approach, and the most preferred approach, which includes what the previous speaker has said about collaboration, about communication, problem solving. It helps us to solve problems and to be more innovative. Hope I
Okay,
answered.
thank you, Miss Rania. Okay, you know, Josephine, that STEM education, uh, when we apply STEM education in our teaching and learning process, there will be the collaboration between physical and digital work. So STEM education helps us also to improve our 21st century skills. Is it clear, Josephine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now for the second question from Rodrigo. Oh my God, you are not audible, Rodrigo. You are not audible. Still not audible. You are not audible. I think you can open your headphone. Open it. Plug it out. Yes, plug your headphone out from your mobile phone, I think.
Maybe he can write in the chat this question.
Oh, yeah. Or I think you can write your question on the chat, Rodrigo, because you're not audible. We cannot hear your voice here. Okay, so everyone, we give one more chance for the other participant uh, while we are waiting for Rodrigo typing his question. If you have any question about this topic, I think this really important for us. This term, such a new knowledge.
I want to make a question to students.
Oh,
How often they use digital tools in the classroom, if they have ever used robotics, if they have ever used any of these devices of physical computing that I mentioned. Are they familiarized with technology in the classroom? I don't know what happens in Indonesia. If someone can answer me.
okay. For all of you, our students, do you understand the question from Miss Rania Lampo? She asked us of how is the using of technology in our teaching and learning process, especially in the classroom. Can you tell Miss Rania about it?
If they have used any digital tool in the classroom, technology, and how often, and if they like it, if they like using technology in the classroom.
Yes, I think for the teaching and learning process in our school in Indonesia, especially in our school, yeah, miss. Especially in our school, the digital technology. Okay. Most of the teachers here, we use the technology while we teach in the class, or also for especially when our students have a test in our school, especially in our foundation, all of the tests should be use digital technology. They have to do the test online, not offline anymore. While we know there are still so many another schools in our uh, country that use offline tests. So here we use digital technology while when the students join a test. Okay, and also in teaching and learning process, I think all of the students here already use the digital technology, even though it's just for a little bit.
I'm
Because
sure they love it.
yeah, we all here we still have a low digital skill. We are still trying to improve our digital skills, Miss.
Thank you, thank you. So Rodrigo has written his question, what can be easily applied with the students in my country? As I said before, very recently, our government gives us technological equipment, for instance, for robotics, and very recently has integrated the STEM in the curriculum. But already there are many students that do not have the necessary equipment, and usually I work on the privileged children, with children who come from low socioeconomic background. So in this way, what I can apply easily is what I told about STEM unplugged, STEM that you can use simply everyday materials in your house. For instance, we implemented with my students a project which was a robotic arm, and we used only cardboard and syringe from the pharmacy, and water and many simple materials, not at all technology. And these robotic arms were completely functional. I mean, we explained all the principles of physics, how this works, only with these materials. So using these materials, the simple materials that you can find in your house, it's still very easy to apply and make STEM projects very engaging and challenging. And at the same time, learn the laws of physics and or any other scientific subject.
Okay, thank you very much, Rania. So I think we already got 2 questions from our students. So here, because there are still also some teachers who join this session, I think if you have any question, the teachers, if you have any, we give one time to give question to Miss Rania. If you have any question, you can ask it to Miss Rania. Only one.
Rosida.
Okay, Miss Rosida. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Girianto. Hello, Miss Rania.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you again. Miss, I want to ask you maybe about your STEM method. Is STEM one of curriculum of one of the subject in your country?
As I said before, this year our minister has integrated STEM as a subject, but optionally. It's not mandatory so far. And to tell you honestly, teachers are afraid to implement STEM subjects because there is a lack of training, especially in primary education. Primary school teachers don't feel confident about this. They feel that they have a weak subject knowledge. They feel that they don't know a lot about technology. They don't have the necessary technological background and scientific background. So they are afraid to experiment with STEM projects. So even though we have now technological equipment, we lack of training. So we need, of course, a lot to be done, ongoing professional development. This should be integrated from initial teacher training and throughout professional training for teachers, especially in primary education. Because in secondary education, we are doing well, and we have many students who have been awarded in the national competitions and the Olympiads. So yes, hopefully our minister is doing this. And here I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education. I'm writing STEM project for Greek schools. And that's why I designed this new program about environment, which addressed to primary school students and combines STEM education with environmental awareness and arts. And also I'm organizing the ministry STEM workshops for students who come to the ministry twice a week. And we're doing physics experiments and other STEM projects in the ministry in order to familiarize teachers and students and to help them not to be afraid with this new teaching method, which is not a new method. It's already many years in USA. It started from USA, but unfortunately, this came in Greece, in Europe, and in other countries very, very later.
Oh,
So I think this is the future of education. We need to embrace it, whether we like it or not. But I think that the students love this new technology, artificial intelligence, smartphones, mobile learning. I think they love it. They are more familiarized than we are, because the digital natives, not digital immigrants like we are.
okay. Thank you very much, Miss
Thank you, Miss
Rania,
Rania.
Thank you.
for
Thank you
that
very much.
explanation. So based on the explanation, the presentation of Miss Rania Lampu, I'm sure that, and I'm agree with Miss Rania that this time will make the class, especially for science class, will be more enjoyable and challenging. And also, we know that this STEM educated students to be a problem solvers, to be innovators, to be inventors, and also to make them become technologically literate. It's really important for us. And I think we can apply this, we can try to apply this teaching method. And also, but we have to know that applying this STEM education is not so easy, because we know that there are some challenges here. Start from, we have to redesign the curriculum and also teach science to young children, and also work with underprivileged children. That's the challenge. That's the challenges of applying this STEM method in our teaching and learning process, especially for science class. Okay, so thank you very much for this really, really important session from Miss Rania. Your explanation are so clear. I'm sorry, your explanation is so clear for us, and I think what you introduced to us is really important. This is new for us, and we hope this STEM education we will apply this, try to apply this, and we hope this will make us create a literal digital student, literally the skilled student, and also we can lead them to be an inventors. Just like,
I'm sure.
okay.
I'm sure. I hope I inspire you, and I warmly thank Dr. Rudy for his kind invitation, this great opportunity to interact with you.
As you
Thank
inspire us. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Rania, for this session. See you in another webinar, or see you in another event. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Okay, so everyone, I think the second session is already over, and we got so many new knowledge in this session. And now let's go to the next session, and it will be led by Miss Hema. Hello, Miss Hema. Are you there?
Okay, sir, I'm still here, sir.
Okay, time is
Okay.
yours, Miss.
Okay, thank you for this session, sir. Okay, well now we have listened and followed to our both inspiring speakers. The first one is Mr. H, and the second one is Madam Rania. Okay, I think this is so important for all of us, yes, and especially for our beloved students. Okay, and maybe we can apply STEM, yes, STEM in our school for good future education, like Miss Rania said. Madam Rania said, I'm so sorry. Okay, as we know that, can we know that technology or digital tools help us? We can see that Mr. Rania, Madam Rania has shared us the image of the students. Okay, I think this is the class more fun than before. I think digital tools is important for our school, especially in Saint Anthony. Okay, and I think our students can follow and can apply this. I want to say these STEMs by technology in our schools. Okay, now thank you for once more again. I say thank you for Mr. H and also Madam Brania for your presentations, for your important material for all of us. We can learn from your nations also. So we can collaborate. Uh, okay, Mr. Rania. Okay, okay. Now, so just continue our stage. So now we have more speakers. You know, we have Madam. Okay, we have Madam Nasren. Okay, where are you, Madam? Can we see your face? Can you turn on your camera? Madam Nasren from Nasren Banner from India. Okay, and also Madam Manju Gupta from India too. Both of you are from India. Can we see your face? Can you turn on your camera? Okay, maybe our students wants to see your face. How Madam Nasren looks alike? How Madam Manju Gupta looks alike? Okay, how about our operator? Can we see Madam Nasren and Madam Manju Gupta's face? Oh, how video?
Morning.
Okay. Good morning, Madam Nasren. We welcome you happily. Oh. Okay, thank you, Madam Nasren. Nice to see you here. And I think this is the first time we join in this room. Okay, so now just let's continue. We have Madam Nasran Baron from India. Okay.
Good morning. I am connected my laptop. Please allow me to join. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Madam Nasran.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, Madam Nasran, is yours to present your materials now, madams. Okay. Time is yours, Madam Nasran. And also our students, please pay your attention for the third explanations. Okay. Okay, madam, time is yours.
Good morning to one and all, the organizers and the team behind this program, my dear students. Good morning to one and all. Let me give some time so that I can share my screen. But I have not given the permission post disabled participant screen sharing. Kindly give me the permission, please.
Yes, madam. I have
Okay,
given to
madam,
you.
please, our operator, please let Madam Nasran to share the video.
Okay, madam, please try again. I have permitted you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So, today we are going to interact on 21st century skill, which is the topic of this international webinar. After interacting on this skill, We must be able to explain the needs to the what are the needs, why need comes to develop this 21st century skill among the learners, among the teachers, among the stakeholders. We will be able to identify the 21st century skills that students need to develop. We will be able to create the activities as a learner, as a teacher, as a student around the textbook which build these skills. We will be able to identify the creative ways to leverage ICT to foster 21st century skills along with subject concepts. In the 21st century, our societies and workplaces have changed tremendously. Today, we find ourselves in knowledge economy, where human expertise is at the heart of economic growth and social progress. In such a global, connected economy, a growing proportion of nations' labor force are engaged in jobs that require expert thinking and complex communication skills. We have to direct our thought on it. Can we think of the careers and roles our student might be excited for? What skills do we think they need for these careers? It is essential to prepare students for the ever-evolving future. Students will not only be faced with demanding careers, but will have to rise to the challenge and opportunities of interconnected world. This will require students to break down complex problems in society and come up with creative solutions in collaboration with others. 21st century skills be integral to shaping students for taking on 21st century challenge. As teachers, it's our primary responsibility to help students to develop these skills by making some adaptations and change to the existing method of teaching popularly followed in the education system. If we will see the shift, a shift from industrial economies to knowledge-based economies have been seen. Sophisticated cognitive, affective, and psychosocial performances are important for 21st century work and citizenship. There are the demands for new high-order skills, such as cognitive skills, to separate value data from an overload of information, data handling and analysis, pattern matching, fluency in multiple media and communication, co-creation and sharing of knowledge, problem finding and solving. Higher order skills are built on fundamental knowledge about how to do similar types of work. Developing these skills does not require us to remove the learning of routine cognitive skills from the curriculum. Instead, these routine skills can be used as a foundation to develop high-order skills such as 4 C's of the learning and innovation. The 4 C's have always been important life skills, but in the 21st century, they have expanded in scope and complexity. So far as these 21st century key skills are concerned, these are communication, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration. All these skills are very much important. Communication. What does communication mean? Communication in 21st century is much beyond simple presentation skills. Communication skills focus more on richly structured interactions and presentations of perspective. Communication, as the communication flows unpredictably, emphasis on virtual communication. Students and teachers will communicate their learning and work and expand their knowledge, not only within the school, but across cultures through the use of ICT. So far as creativity and innovation is concerned, which is the one more important skill in the 21st century, it is the ability to generate our ideas, refine ideas from others, and also thinking out of box. It is expressed from students' works or projects, artifacts created by them using ICT tools that with technical skills. Students can create projects using ICT tools. Projects, artifacts should showcase students' ability to choose the project, implement in context, take action, or make recommendations for development and application in own context and environment. Critical thinking. It is the ability to analyze and interpret information. It includes the use of decision-making and problem-solving abilities to arrive at a conclusion or actively seek solutions and answer by themselves. It requires the ability to ask the right questions and be open to differing opinions and perspectives. Ability to extract, filter from huge amount of incoming information that is available on virtual platforms. For example, internet, useful for decision-making, ability to distinguish signal from noise, that is the authentic learning. Collaboration. Collaboration is not only limited to face-to-face interaction and collaboration. It comprises of more mediated interaction with peers and teammates across cultures from any geographical area, virtual collaboration. It allows active learning leading to reflection. Fluency in multiple media, valuing each for the types of communication activities, experiences, and expressions it empowers. Learning based on collectively seeking, sieving, and synthesizing experiences rather than individually locating and absorbing information from some single best source. Expression through nonlinear, associational webs of representations. For example, authoring a simulation and a web page to express understanding rather than a paper. So many researchers have done research on it. Like Derry 2010, in his article also mentions about 21st century skills being of two types, perennial, contextual. Perennial skills are the ones that have been present and valuable throughout the history and have always been relevant. And with the changing time, these skills have evolved and become complex and advanced. For example, collaboration, data handling and analysis. Collaboration as a skill was relevant in traditional education system, but has changed its form today. It's not merely face-to-face interaction, but also a virtual collaboration, working as a team beyond geographical boundaries. Contextual skills are very contextual to the 21st century, which has developed on basis of the existing perennial skills, but are more advanced to cope up with the changing world. Example, communication, critical thinking. At present, communication is not merely presentation skills, but also includes structured interactions and presenting perspectives. Problem solving is no more abstract and isolated within the individual. It involves process like making observations, developing hypotheses, filtering of data, conducting experiments to test alternative interpretations of same situations, and making meaning out of complexity. We have to make use of technology, that too, meaningful use of technology to develop 21st century skills. We did an experiment with the students, like students of standard 5th and 7th were learning about water bodies in geography. They have been divided into mixed groups, which had students both classes 5 and 7th standard, to visit a local body of their choice and create a report about it. We assigned them to record the characteristics of water body by doing online and offline research. The activity results in report of water bodies from ponds to ocean. We only facilitated them. Students use images, videos, and drawing to capture different aspects of water bodies, such as flora and fauna. History uses unique features. Students they were connected through WhatsApp and video calls to share their findings and observations. They also interviewed an environmentalist with many years of experience in conservation of water bodies in their reports, such as pollution from varied resources. They also outline steps the local communities can take to preserve water bodies in their vicinity and share them with schoolmates and field community members. So they reflect on the activities that help in strengthen several skills. So we see such type of activity, and we will try where lies these skills, these key skills: communication, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration. So we have seen when the students email an environmentalist to request an interview, what type of skill they developed. Was it critical thinking? Was it communication? Was it creativity? You can also think on it, and you can use the chat box. What type of skill they developed? Communication. Creating a list of credible online and offline sources of information about the water conservation efforts on a national level. So, what type of skill? We have to think on it, and you can use the chat box and you can write it down here. What type of skill was developed through this activity? And then working with a student from another class to set up a project on water conservation for annual science fair using Skype and WhatsApp. What type of skill they got, and teacher facilitated them to develop. Was it creativity? Was it collaboration? Was it communication? Then creating a campaign for water conservation using different media application targeted at primary school students. What type of skill teacher tried to develop in them? Collaboration, creativity, or communication? So, whether the teacher will involve the student by hands-on doing activity or keeping in view these skills, but what will be the student outcome? Each learning activity created by the teacher students should aim at developing 21st century skills in the students. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Nasran, for your presentations. Okay, and that's all clear for all of us. Okay, once more again, thank you so much for Madam Dr. Nasrin. It's a good presentations for all of us, especially for our students. And also our students, I hope all of you are still here to listen to materials with a good slides. Okay, from Madam Nasran, so we can say and we can learn that we also, especially me as a teacher, have to know and have to think about our careers, the students' careers, and the rules and what skills that the students needs for these careers or for their jobs maybe. I mean, as a teacher, takes responsibility to help the students to develop their skills by making some teaching popularity follows education systems. Okay, okay, I can learn from this material, Madam Nelson. Thank you so much for this inspiring materials. Okay, so now we have learned and we have followed this material. And I will back to our students. Hello, students. If you have any questions, we also have question and answer sessions, and also we have only two participants to give your questions today. Okay, we have Rafael Jeremiah from. Okay, Rafael Jeremiah. Okay, now you can give your questions, dear.
Yes, Rafael Jeremiah. Hello, dear.
Okay. Hello, dear Rafael.
Thank you, Miss, to giving up the chance to me ask. So the question is, as student, what should we do so that are ready and able to face 21st century learning?
Okay, thank you, Rafael Jeremiah, for that helpful question. As a students, what we should do to face this era? Yes. Okay, Madam Nasrans, you can answer our students' questions.
I'm very much delighted that seeing your students interacting in a way that I think they are on it. They are trying to develop their 21st century skills at their own, and they have the curiosity to develop these skills, and already they are having these skills, but that they are trying to improve, and they are practically showing that it's reflective from their own path that they are trying to, and they are curious about it. So, my dear, you can do whatever activity you will be doing in your class, at your home, but try to do the hands-on practice, learning by doing. When you want to develop the communication skill, you have to communicate just like you communicate this time, or you have to search from different resources, like you have to search the internet, both offline material, both online material, to clear the concepts what you are trying to learn. You have to collaborate with your peer mates, you have to collaborate with your team members, with your friends, and try to share the knowledge and think on it, and that will help you to develop your critical thinking. You have to try to construct the new ideas you have, so that you will be able to generate the novel unique ideas. You have to participate in the project that is given by your teacher. You have to try to solve the problems and connect that concept or problem to the real life situation. That will help you to develop these skills. And one more thing, you have to work on your technical skills, because this is a technical era, this is a technical age, and you have to compete with the society. You have to become the global citizens that and that too with the goal that you want to achieve, that is the sustainable goal. And you have to work on the like spreadsheets and multimedia navigation. You have to build the story like photo story, and you should be able to give the logical sequence for that. If it will come in your curriculum, or if the teacher will teach any concepts where these will be incorporated. And you have to, one more thing, you have to work on the logical flow of the content and the idea. You have to think on it, so that these will get developed from the very early age. Thank you. Thanks a lot, my dear.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Madam Nasrin. That's so clear ways how to face this 21st century learning. Okay, my dear Rafael Jeremia. Okay, as Madam Nasrin said, you have to develop your skill and you have to practice. Do whatever activities that you want. Maybe you can do it at home, at school, and whenever you want. And also learning by doing. Okay, and you have to communicate. You can explore the internet. You have to collaborate with your friends, maybe with your teachers, and also share your knowledge. And you know, we have to work in your technical skill, because you know, Rafael Jeremy, we are live in this technical era. Technology is most important things in this era. Okay. Okay, Rafael, how about these answers? Okay. Is it enough for you, Rafael? Okay, Rafael, are you still there? Okay, I think that's okay. I think that's enough clear for you, Rafael. Okay, now we have the second question. That is from, I see Christophel's raised hand from here. Christophel. Okay, time is your Christophel.
Thank you for the opportunity, Miss.
Okay, you're welcome.
My name is Audrey. My question is, Madam, how we can manage ourselves to use our smartphones for study, not for gaming? Thank you, Madam.
Okay, nice question. I think it's from Audrey, yeah? Audrey using Christopher account. Okay, it's okay, Audrey. Yes. Audrey asks us, Madam Nasrin, how can we manage ourselves to our phones? Yeah. Okay. How about these questions, Madam Nasrin?
Yes, pardon, ma'am. How can we manage
Yeah.
smartphones? Am I right?
Yeah, that's right, Madam Nasrin.
Yeah. Yeah. May I know in which class she is studying? Yes, Christopher, in which class you are studying? Yes. Yes, dear.
Yes, madam.
In which class you are studying?
Oh, his is primary 4. Is still grade 4, madam.
Okay.
Yes, and we are in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to manage your smartphone, yes.
Yes.
But there is a time for smartphones also. You have to use your smartphones for the learning. There are so many applications. There might be so many applications in your smartphone because today's this is a hello. This is the technical era, and this is the age of the technology, and so many issues will be there. So that's why the students are this, that there may be cyber security and all that, bullying and all that. But we have to make use of our smartphones only for the learning purpose, only for the learning purposes. Whatever project we have been given to us, we have to utilize our smartphones for that only purpose. So far as our age is concerned, as there you are in fourth grade, you have to use your smartphones only for the learning purposes. If you are trying to play the game, and that game should be relevant to your classes, so that you can enjoy the game and you can find the learning outcome from that game. And so there is some screening time that recommended for the students also. We cannot all the time use our smartphones, but smartphones should be only for the learning purpose for this very age. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Nasrin. That's so clear, yeah, Audrey. For your questions, Madam Nasrin suppose you, there is a time for a smartphone and there is a time for learning by smartphone. Just use your phone for learning purposes, and you have to utilize your smartphone. And there is a game time for your smartphone. Yeah, not only all of your time for playing a game like you said, and you cannot use your smartphone for a long time, but also the most important things, just use your smartphone, and you have to manage yourself how to play, how to manage your time for smartphone by learning, and how you manage your time for smartphone by playing a game. I think that's so clear, Audrey. And also you often heard from your teacher, you have to manage your time when you playing a game and when you playing for learning. Okay, Audrey, I think this is so clear for you. Okay, Audrey, are you satisfied with these answers?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, and I hope all of my students, not only Audrey do these ways, but also all of you students, you have to know how to manage the using of smartphone. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Madam Nasrin, for all of your suggestion, for all of your advice for our beloved students. Thank you also for your inspiring materials and your presentations. Okay, and don't forget to get back to us for the next webinar, maybe with the more inspiring explanations. Okay, and I want to say to all of you, my dear students, to all of participants, also teachers in these rooms, and we know that there are 4 key 21st century skills that we have to have. The first one is communications, creativity, critical thinking, and this ones there is collaborations. Okay, and we know that to know your skills is the important things and needs for your careers or your jobs. Okay, and we can learn from this, from the 20th centuries to this 21st century, from industrial economics to knowledge-based economics, and so many more. And by using technological and media are important, but as we know that Audrey's questions, we have to manage them when you are learning and when you are playing a games. Okay, and this is the third inspiring materials. Thank you once more again, Madam Nasrin, for these materials. Okay. Okay, and also thank you for our two questions for our participants. Okay, next now let's continue to the first another materials, maybe from Madam Manju. Are you still here, Madam? Okay, let me see. Okay, Madam Nasran, can you
Okay.
close your sharing? Okay.
I'll
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thanks a million, Madam Nasran, once more again. Okay. Madam Manju. Okay. Are she still here? Is she still here? Let me check this. Okay. Now let's get back to our MC maybe. Okay, let me see. Madam Manju, where are you? Okay. Or maybe another speakers, because we have 6 of speakers here, but 3 of speakers already died. How about the others? Okay, I cannot see another speaker except our 3 speakers, Mr. H, Madam Rania, and Madam Nasrin. Okay, maybe what I say? Okay.
Hello, Miss Lim. Hello, Miss Lim. Maybe the two speakers is not here. You can close this Zoom.
Okay, Sir Eric, I got it. Okay, sir, I got it. Okay, because our speakers, what I say, yeah, cannot join in these rooms. Yeah, maybe some problems. Okay, I continue because there is some technical problems. Okay, I think that's enough for our this webinar sessions. I say thank you to 3 of our keynote speakers, inspiring speakers, and also our moderators, Yunanto Manulang. And the special for our students and our teachers who is still here. Thank you for follow these webinars from the beginning up to the end. And I think and I hope these materials will be meaningful for all of us and we can apply it in our life, especially just looking for your skill and prove your skill. Many collaborate, much develop your skill, practice, and do whatever you want activity by using technology. And you have to manage your time while you are using your phone for learning and using your phone for playing a game. I think that's enough for today. And we offer to Miss Nova as our master ceremony or host for this webinar. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hema and Sir Junianto. Okay, dear students, finally our international webinar has perfectly done. Thank you for awesome speaker, your interesting presentation today, because we get so many important things today, so we can apply in our daily in life as a teacher, as a student, as a parents, especially in e-learning activity during this pandemic. For our smart participant, thank you for your participating, and for rewards, I have sent a link in our chat box. Please feel completely, give your feedback about this international webinar, and you will get a certificate automatically connected. Well, before we leave this meeting, please to all of our smart participants to turn on camera and let's make our each expression for documentation. Okay, first.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you, dear students and teacher. The last, from my deep heart, is as the host, moderator, and also who contribute and support to success this international webinar. And we also say sorry if we have mistake. Once more again, thank you so much and see you in another chance. Nice to see you and bye-bye. Good morning.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.